I've got a motion to accept his apology coming. We all good to go? Okay. Mount Isa City Council acknowledges the Kalkadoon and the Injalindji people, traditional custodians of the land in which we meet today, and pay our respects to elders past, present and emerging. We extend that respect to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people here today. Please note this ordinary meeting of Mount Isa City Council may be live streamed and recorded in accordance with Council's recording of council meetings policy. As a visitor in the public gallery, your presence may be recorded. By remaining in chambers, it is assumed that your consent is given if your image is inadvertently broadcast. We have a prayer today from Evelyn from the Salvation Army, so welcome, Evelyn.
Thank you so much. So I just want to bring the scripture first, and it says, "For to us a child is born, to us a son is given, and the government will be on his shoulders, and he will be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, and Prince of Peace." That's from Isaiah 9:6. And I think at this time of year, it's really a difficult time because we've got so many people in need and so many people who are trying to help those in need. And I think it still needs to be a pattern of continuity as well. So I'd like to pray for you guys in looking after us here in Mount Isa. Let's pray. Heavenly Father, Lord, I just bring this council to your feet. Lord, I pray that you will just bless them abundantly, Lord. Give them the wisdom and the strength and the understanding to be able to do what they can do to the best of their ability. Lord, we pray this Christmas that there'll be that everyone will be feeling involved and cared for and loved, and Lord, that everyone will be seen. Lord, we pray that your hand will be in today's meeting. We ask this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you, Evelyn. I'd like to move that the apology received from Councillor Ballard be accepted and the leave of absence granted. Can I have a seconder for this motion?
Seconded, Deputy Coghlan.
Thank you, Councillor. All in favour? Okay, public participation. The SES were invited to the meeting to receive their donation of $181.75 raised by Mount Isa City Council staff through the Casual for a Cause fundraising initiative. However, as a representative of SES could not make it today, the award was presented yesterday at the LDMG meeting. We had a chat with Sandy, who accepted it on behalf of SES, and she said it was going to be used for a recruitment drive because SES, like lots of organisations, are always looking for new members. So if you think you'd like to help out in this upcoming sort of flood and rain season, get onto SES. Do I have a mover for motion 5.1, minutes of the ordinary meeting held on the 27th of November 2024?
So moved, Deputy.
Seconded, Tully.
Thank you, Tully. All in favour? Carried. Do I have a mover for item 6.1, outstanding actions from previous council meetings as of 5th of December 2024?
I'll move that council receives and notes the outstanding actions from the previous council meeting as of 5th of December 2024.
Thank you. Do I have a seconder?
Yeah, I'll second it.
Thank you, Councillor Coghlan. All in favour?
Can I just ask if the youth strategy we asked last time, it's due to be complete and in place by the end of the year, and seeing as we've got 2 days left, is that in place? That position?
I can't. So I signed a letter the other day of appointment for the youth officer. So that would have probably, I don't know whether that's gone back to the applicant, Brian. It has gone back to the applicant. So I'm not sure the start date. Do you know the start date? Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, that seems like a good use of resources, not employing people directly before the break. Are there? We actually moved that and everyone voted on it already, so we'll continue. Are there any conflicts of interest? Neil? Okay, Meryl Minute. Being the last meeting for 2024, I'd like to take the opportunity to thank the councillors and staff for the fantastic work they've done this year. Mount Isa City Council as an organisation has a new look and feel this year, and we have achieved some significant milestones. We've done the Parks Replacement Program, completion of the MRF, the Recycling Education Program, whereas up to the 13th of December, the waste collected had very little contamination due to the hard work of our staff. Completion of the Transformation and Diversification Strategy and the upgrade of the park in Camberwell. Our acting CEO became our permanent CEO, adding continuity to the team that has not been present for some time. We have 2 new councillors on the Audit and Risk Committee, Councillor Ballard and Councillor James Coghlan, adding oversight to policies, procedures and to business units to find value for ratepayers. We have 3 new councillors on the MICO board, Councillor Crowther, Councillor Tully and myself, working with management to rectify maintenance issues, increase sales and look at cost reduction. The Civic Centre has once again been embraced by the community as somewhere to come for community events such as awards nights, formals and other civic activities. The staff there have put on entertainment that the community have loved, such as the Bluey Show and the Bubble Spectacular. Both the Civic Centre and the library have celebrated their 50th birthday this year. As a community, we've taken part in the 6 celebrations held by Mount Isa Mines to celebrate their 100 years. Thanks to their team for providing these celebrations. It has indeed been a busy year, and one of my first jobs as mayor was to do the speech on the Family Fun Night, and one of the highlights of the year was giving the speech at the 100-year Not Casa Ball. In terms of our economic recovery, as a council, we have signed 3 MOUs that will bring new transformative projects to our town in the future: Green Gravity, Flying Whales and Cobalt Blue. While 2025 will be another year of extreme uncertainty economically, and we will have yet another election, the federal one, there is much to look forward to. The only thing we can be certain of is change, and how we adapt and react will be the predictor of success. Preparation is key, and we at Mount Isa City Council feel prepared for the upcoming challenges and look forward to sharing our future-ready economic roadmap being launched on the 21st of February. Many of you would have heard in the media this morning that the state government have committed to giving Mount Isa City Council $2 million to our economic recovery and to be used to ensure the continuity of Mount Isa Rodeo. We have listened to the community and have undertaken not to use ratepayers' funds for this purpose, but we were very pleased when the government stepped in to offer support and to grant Mount Isa City Council funds to help pay suppliers. Moving forward, Council intends to have a seat on the new board made up of community members, with our representative being Councillor John Tully. I hope everyone that is travelling over the break drives carefully and everyone has some downtime to spend with friends and family. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and I look forward to seeing you all back and refreshed in 2025. I'd like to move that Councillor John Tully be nominated as our representative on the new board moving forward. Do I have a seconder for that motion?
Seconded, Deputy Coghlan.
All in favour? Carried. Okay, do I have a mover for item 10.1, the annual report 2023-2024?
I'll move that Council resolves to adopt the annual report for the period 1st of July 2023 to the 30th of June 2022 for the Mount Isa City Council in accordance with the requirements of the Local Government Act 2009 and associated regulations, and delegate authority to the Chief Executive Officer in accordance with the Local Government Act 2009 to make minor administrative amendments and finalise all matters associated with publishing the report.
Thank you. Do I have a seconder for that motion?
Yeah, I'll second that.
Thank you, Councillor Crowther. Would anyone like to speak to that? No, we don't have to. Okay, all in favour?
Just when will it be available on the web?
Oh, we'd be hoping it'd probably go up tomorrow.
Okay.
All in favour? Carried. Do I have a mover for 11.1, Corporate Services Overview Report, October 2024 and November 2024?
Yeah, I'll move that Council receives and accepts the October 2024 and November 2024 Corporate Services Overview Report as presented.
Thank you. Do I have a seconder for that motion?
Second of Tully.
Thanks, Councillor Tully. Anyone speaking?
Obviously, the report just is The overview there was Customer Service Department responds to queries raised in person, over the phone, via email and by letter. Majority of the requests pertain to matters such as rates, water queries, such as e-notices, missing notices and payments, missed bins, collections, damaged bins, yellow bin recycling queries, animal management matters, missing and roaming animals, and water and sewage issues such as water leaks.
Thank you. Anything else?
Yeah, just through the chair to the CEO, the phones are not being answered in a time that should be answered. What are we doing to fix this?
Yeah, so basically the council has had a larger increase in calls due to the bin rollout. So we've got a lot of calls coming through to clarify when bins are being collected, et cetera, et cetera. We have put a couple extra staff members today on the call, so I'd be hoping that that response time would be a lot better than what it was, particularly yesterday when we got a few complaints. So.
Rightio, thank you. We'll see how it goes.
Yep.
All in favour? Carried. Do I have a mover for 11.2 Finance Overview Report, November 2024?
Yeah, I'll just move that council receives and accepts the November 2024 Finance Overview Report as presented.
Thank you, Councillor Crowther. Do I have a seconder?
Second, Tully.
Thank you, Councillor Tully. Would you like to speak to that, Councillor Crowther?
It's in accordance with the requirements of local government regulations. Council presents a report on the financial operations for the year to date. The report provides information to Council regarding key metrics, trends and actual financial performances for the month ended 30th of November 24 against the budgeted financial year 24-25 targets as adopted by the Council budget.
Thank you. All in favour? Carried. Do I have a mover for 11.3 Mount Isa City Council Departmental Business Units Finance Overview Report as of 30th of November 2024?
Yeah, I move that Council receives and accepts the November 24 MICC Department Business Units Finance Overview Report as presented.
Thank you. Do I have a seconder?
Yeah, I'll second it.
Thank you, Councillor Coghlan. Any commentary?
Just quickly, obviously, splashes. There's an income of 160,381, budgeted at 136,865, so they're up above budget, which is good to see. And obviously, that has come from they were saying from the warmer weather and introduction of the water slides, and obviously more sales at the canteen. The expenses are sort of a little bit over budget as well, but that would probably be in case of the sales as well. Other than that, Buchanan report, incomes are looking at 39,263 above budget as well, so they're sort of all tracking pretty good. The batch plant's probably the only one in concern. Still with the incomes up from the budgeted area, but again, I think that budget was only set for 6 months, so, but other than all, it's going all right.
Okay, thank you. All in favour?
I'd like to abstain and noted that I abstain because I don't think the answers given to this chamber into the questions we asked were satisfactory.
And I agree with that, based on that 11.1, 11.3, sorry.
So we have two abstain, or do we put that as no? Is that
Yep.
Righto. Okay, 11.4 Advertising Spending Policy version 8. Do I have a mover?
I'll just move that Council adopts the Advertising Spend Policy version 8 as presented.
Thank you, Councillor Crowther. Do I have a seconder?
Yeah, I'll second it.
Councillor Coghlan. Did you want to speak to that, Councillor Crowther? No? Anyone else?
I'll just, Tim, oh sorry, CEO. That's 3 years, that policy. We do that one every 3 years. I think it's got 4 crossed out and 7. Yeah, no Irish, yeah.
All in favour?
Yep.
Carried. Do I have a mover for 12.1 Community Development Quarterly Report, September to November 2024?
Yeah, I'll move that Council receives and accepts the Community Development Quarterly Report, September, November 24, as presented.
Thank you, Councillor Doyle. Do I have a seconder?
Second, Tully.
Thank you, Councillor Tully. Would you like to speak to that, Councillor Doyle?
Yeah. The activities for the period of September to November consisted of free move at community events, the Sports Star Awards, and preparing for events in early 2025. Funding applications for RFDF community grants and sponsorship have been received and are being reviewed. So yeah, like it just looks like everything's been going along pretty well. People have been getting involved in community events. People have been getting accepted for some grants as well and some sponsorships. So yeah.
Excellent. All in favour?
Through the chair. Through the chair, can I just make sure as we start the new year off for 2025 that we be a bit more proactive with our media and get these the grants that are available, your RADA funding and that. We need to be on the forefront. A lot of people still don't know about them, and if our workers could please somehow in that division, if more help could be given to members of the public if they are struggling putting in these grants and that. Just not an email, a phone call, just to see if we can help get make it more profitable for our community partners.
All in favour? Carried. Do I have a mover for 12.2 Economic Development Quarterly Report, September to November 2024?
Yeah, I'll move that council receives and accepts the Economic Development Quarterly Report, September to November 24, as presented.
Do I have a seconder?
Yeah, I'll second it.
Thank you, Councillor Coghlan. Would you like to say anything, Councillor?
Yeah. Obviously, there's been this report's over 3 months, so there's a fair bit that's been happening. So, like, we've got the Telstra Tower that's been completed out at Lake Moondara now, so that's sort of what we've advocated for, and now that's got, so you can see that we've got better phone reception now out the lake, which is probably good for safety as well as sort of just to make that area more usable now. Yourself and the CEO have been busy. They're obviously going down to Canberra and lobbying for the state and federal governments for all our projects we've got, especially with the 6 pillars, which is great to see. And we've obviously got in plans now for the launch of the 6 pillars and that coming up in February. The Mount Isa Transition Fund, obviously there was the 5.3 come in for that, plus, and then with, like you mentioned as well, all the work done with the flying whales, the Australian Critical Minerals Industrial Precinct, the TACMIP as we call it, and the Future Economy Roadmap. So they've been very busy, which is good to see, and sort of I'd like to sort of give them congratulations for what they've been sort of achieving in the last 3 months.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Just a quick question about the Glencore 400 hectares. How are we going with that site? Is there any movement going with Glencore?
The TACMIP land. Yeah, we had a meeting with Marianne and Sam yesterday, and they're endeavouring to get us that correspondence.
Oh,
So yes, we have been reminding.
okay.
Thanks. All in favour? Carried. Do I have a mover for 12.3 Environmental and Biosecurity Quarterly Report, September to November 2024?
Yeah, I'd like to move that council receives and accepts the Environmental and Biosecurity Report, September to November 2024 as presented.
Do I have a seconder for that motion?
Second, Tully.
Thanks, Councillor Tully. Any words, Councillor Coghlan?
I just think, well, just ask the chamber, is it worth writing to the state government about their responsibility towards controlling invasive species in the waterway? I think there's a great belief out there that we're in control of every waterway in Mount Isa, and that's definitely not the case. I don't think that the Queensland government are doing a very good job, and perhaps we could have some correspondence with them in regards to that.
Through the chair, just adding to that, I think rain trees have got to be looked at in Mount Isa because of the reason that in the last 5 years they've just gone just out of control, to be honest with you. So I just think it should be looked at to see if they can be registered as a pest going forward.
Okay, thank you.
And I'd just also like to ask the Leichhardt Riverbed clean-up. There's a review required. Is there any reason why that's been halted and there's a review into it? It's at the bottom of 12.3.
12 points.
Brian, do you know the
Page
answer to
148.
that? Can we take that on notice?
Yep.
All in favour?
Can I just ask one thing with the, just to remind people, the dump, will it be open over the full time for Christmas?
It's closed Christmas Day, New Year's Day, I heard on the radio.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's closed Christmas Day and New Year's Day. All other days it will be open, normal hours. Yep. And just to remind people that it's only $5 to get rid of your rubbish. So instead of making Mount Isa look bad, just go for a drive out to our dump and let your rubbish off there, not in our backyard.
Or you've also got your 6 free tip trips, haven't you, as well? We're still
Yeah.
doing that?
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
show your
still
licence.
Just show your license.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
there's plenty of options for people to actually go to the dump and
But
drop
also,
their rubbish.
Also, the pickups are continuing. There's no break in that over the Christmas. So still put your bins out at the appropriate time.
Okay, thank you. All in favour? Carried. Do I have a mover for 12.3, Events Quarterly Report, September to November 2024?
12.4.
12.4.
I'll move that council receives and accepts the Events Quarterly Report September to November 2024 as presented.
Thank you. Do I have a seconder for that motion?
Yeah, Doyle second. Yeah.
Thank you, Councillor Doyle. Councillor Coghlan, did you want to step in? Do you want to say anything?
No, the only thing I would like to say, and I think it is being addressed by our department, is our calendar of events is not up to date on the website. So I would like to hand over through the chair to the director to see what we're doing about that.
Events will be coming through thick and fast. Thank you, Councillor Travis.
You can repeat all that again. No.
All is in order.
Thank you for that, and I think we'll see a big improvement with the committee of councillors that are going to be coming on to oversee events as well.
So I just would remind people, to put your events on there so that it will be a busy year next year for 2025, and everyone needs to get in there, put their events on, and as councillors, we should really be promoting that as well.
Yeah, and can I just say too, like, make sure our community get on and support and turn up as much as you can to any of these events, because there's a lot of free events that come up. We can get there and support it and be there as much as possible. Then we're going to get more and more events and be more and more successful. So, and it'll really make our town thrive.
Thank you. All in favour? Carried. Do I have a mover for 12.5, Splashes Quarterly Report, September to November 2024?
I'll move that council receives and accepts the Splashes Quarterly Report September to November 2024 as presented.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. Do I have a seconder?
Second Tully.
Councillor Tully got in there
You beat me.
first.
Quick.
Deputy Mayor?
Yeah, just like to say, we have had an increase in our income, and it's due to the Aqua Tower up and running. That will be running through the Christmas period. Just like to thank Shay and all her workers down there at the pool, because while everyone's enjoying the nice wet water, the lifeguards actually have to stand out in the heat. So just let everyone know to slip, slop, slap over the summer. That's all.
Thank you. All in favour? Carried. Do I have a mover for 12.6, Regional Jobs Committee Quarterly Report, September to November 2024?
I'll move that council receives and accepts the Regional Jobs Committee Report quarterly September to November 2024 as presented.
Thank you, Councillor Crowther. Do I have a seconder?
I'll second it.
Thank you, Councillor Coghlan. Anyone like to speak to it?
The RGC is progressing in its execution phase, driving these place-based initiatives through strong partnership and working groups. The RJC has emerged as a catalyst for advancing and co-designing transformative place-based initiatives that are currently in initiative development phase. These initiatives are designed to be impactful, local-driven and focused on building capabilities within the community.
Thank you. All in favour? Carried. I need a mover for 12.7, Tourism and Marketing Quarterly Report, September to November 2024.
Yeah, I'll move that council receives and accepts the Tourism and Marketing Quarterly Report, September to November 24, as presented.
Thank you, Councillor Doyle. Do I have a seconder?
Second, Tully.
Thanks, Councillor Tully. Would you like to speak to that, Councillor Doyle?
It's just basically telling us about how we've been tracking, how we've been going. There's we've got Outback Travellers Guides, Tourism Warehouse, Too Great to Wait. There's a lot of things we've done and we've had, and the last quarter's been a pretty busy and good one.
Yeah, Too Great to Wait. That was the new drive campaign for getting people out into the outback. And it's great that we're having all the tourism people in town today to look at the future 20-year roadmap to do with tourism. So
The other one
hopefully a
here
lot
too.
of good work will be done today.
If it's flooded, forget it. So, yeah, please don't go through the
Yeah.
floods.
Thank you.
Could I ask through the chair, the Outback Queensland Tourism Association, do we pay to be a member of that?
OQTA?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. How much do we pay
I
to be a member?
think it's
40,000. And what do we get for that?
well, they basically do the marketing for the whole of the outback. So they, you know, liaise with us. They come out every now and again. We've got input into the association. They get additional marketing stuff by leveraging, you know, the whole of the outback more or less.
Yeah, I guess they represent us at the trade shows as well. They're here today.
Yeah, they're here today as part of the tourism.
Because I think we could start looking around. There's a lot of other platforms out there that I think are working a lot better than they are. And I just find it, I think they're having their launch for next year and it's down in Brisbane, and I find that quite, I don't know why you'd be having a launch for outback tourism down in Brisbane. I thought it should be out in the country somewhere.
I think the idea of the
Is getting
get
get people to the outback.
into the outback.
Exactly.
It's probably, you know, like you can get the 2 to 3 odd million people that are in South East Queensland might come out for a trip. Well, that's probably the reason.
Yes, through the chair, that's correct. That's how it's done. Like, look, it's about getting people out here. The people out here are already here, so you're trying to get people from the cities into the outback.
Okay, all in favour? Or did we already do that? I think we did.
No.
We didn't? All in favour of that report? Yes, carried. I need a mover for 12.8, Civic Centre in Buchanan Park Quarterly Report, September to November 2024.
Yeah, I'll move that council receives and accepts the Civic Centre and Buchanan Park Quarterly Report, September, November 24, as presented.
Thank you, Councillor Doyle. Do I have a seconder?
Seconder.
Thanks, Councillor Carrowtha. Councillor Doyle?
Yeah, the Civic Centre and Buchanan Park served as vibrant hubs of activity the last 3 months, hosting an impressive array of events that brought the community together. The Western Alliance of Councils Conference held in early September was a resounding success, attracting numerous councils from across Queensland. The dynamic event took place at the Entertainment Centre and culminated in an elegant conference dinner at the Civic Centre, complete with memorable entertainment. October was filled with excitement, featuring a lineup of events that included Great Northern Rodeo, Men's International Day. These events were complemented by various comedy and entertainment shows. In November, the focus shifted to children's programming, so we had a lot of significant graduations from some programs, the JT Academy, the Good Shepherd Catholic College, Spinifex State School. 2 major dance events. Highlights of November included Bluey Interactive Live, the Bubble Show in Space. So we've attracted a lot of people to those 2 places and those events, and it was really good to see the participation.
Thank you.
Through the chair, just like to know what date have we got with the lift being fixed at the Civic Centre? It's the most asked question in Mount Isa.
The most asked
It is except for rodeo.
I was gonna say, I doubt that,
I think there's a date there.
but it's March.
March, yeah, yeah.
So end of March, we're looking at the lift being fixed?
We're hoping to be.
Yep. Okay then,
Unless
and
there's any delays, we'll-
And can I remind people, and we should have done this for our Christmas event as well, if you need to use the Civic Centre and you're worried about not having access for elderly or disabled people, we do have an alternate entrance that can be used. So it's not rendering the Civic Centre unusable the way it used to with that alternate entrance. So if you're thinking of having an event and you're holding off till after the lift is fixed, you probably don't need to. Just come and see us and we can sort it out.
And the second question to the CEO, with Buchanan Park, there's already events in there. When are we looking at putting a full-time caretaker in there? Because there's enough work there to have that position filled.
Yes, there's been a business proposal developed and put forward for consideration by way of reviewing the costs associated. And I think we've also in the process of looking at a casual work brigade as well from a works department in the grounds to help accommodate that. But yes, there is a business case there developed for consideration.
Okay, because when there was a full-time caretaker there, it was always ready for events. At the moment, it's not. So I think it's something we need to look at in the new year.
Through the chair, I think it's, I'm supporting Coggo there. I think it's more about, it just doesn't look good. It's one of our biggest assets we have. And as tourists want to look at, because of Mount Isa Rodeo, and they have a drive by and it's just overgrown, it's just doesn't look good. And I think potentially having a caretaker there to maintain the lawns and all that and fix the leak and taps and all that would be a massive positive.
Through the chair, has there been any movement on the proposal for the use of inside Buchanan Park?
No, just that is still being progressed. Sorry, there's sorry. Soil tests have been booked in to see what we can do, and water, accessing the water in there through tank or pump is also under review at the moment, but no firm action has been taken as yet.
Through the chair, is the water, have we found, is the water getting in there? Like, they were talking about Polly being already run there 8 months ago, and we may have had air problems and putting in some valves to get the water to flow into the centre of the Buchanan Park. Has that happened, or we're not even?
In the centre of the racetrack?
Yeah.
Yeah. My understanding is that we did some work there and that it's the piping, I think there was a couple more things to do, but basically I thought it was work. I'll send you an update on that.
Yeah, because the two tanks were.
Work so we could overflow the sewage pond.
Yes, correct. Yeah.
I had been told that it was getting watered, but I'd like, confirmation.
Yeah, we just get confirmation on it because there's two tanks in the ground that were originally there, put in there years ago, and then they said that the water couldn't get into there, and that's when I suggested some air valves and see if we can get that to happen.
Okay, all in favour? Carried. Item 12.9, land use request Gidgee Healing Riverbed Project. Do I have a mover for that?
I will move that council does not provide in principle support for the proposed River Parkland project proposed by Gidgee Healing.
Do I have a seconder for that motion?
Yeah, I'll second it.
I have an alternate motion to move. At what stage do I do that? We have to vote for this one first, is that right?
Let's just, the wording here in our document is different to what Councillor Coghlan has proposed.
There's an alternative motion
Need to
down
sort
below.
that out first.
Okay, so sorry, can you say your motion again?
My motion is that council does not provide in principle support for the proposed River Parkland project proposed by Gidgee Healing.
Okay, and we have a seconder. We might just vote to that, put that to the vote.
Do you want to speak to it?
Yeah, did you want to speak?
Yep. I'm not in favour of this proposal at all. I believe what we're trying to do is get people out of the river. This is putting people into the river. We don't have enough staff now to look after all our parks in Mount Isa. And I just think it's just not a good look for Mount Isa, and I don't agree with it at all.
Can I speak for the motion? I've got an alternate motion because I understand that there were some concerns about infrastructure being placed in a flood zone. So my alternate motion would mean that infrastructure could be placed elsewhere that's not in a flood zone, but we would still have that money come into our community to be used to clean up an area that vitally needs to be rectified. Because if we turn this project down and that money goes back to the state, we don't get that money spent in our community. That's a loss to us as I see it.
Well, I'll speak to the motion. Yeah, I disagree with that. I think this would be money poorly spent. This is going to be handed back to council, and there are hidden costs that will be ongoing to this council from that. So while there's $2 million coming in, I don't think they should have got the money anyway. Previously I've stated that, but this will be a millstone around council's neck, and I don't think that we should accept, or I don't think we should support it for that reason, that it is going to be a continual drain. And once the $2 million is gone, if the property is destroyed through flood or whatever reason, then it's up to council to replace it. And I don't think that we should be taking it on.
Through the chair, I just think it should be looked at another. If you're going to, I'm totally agreeing with Councillor Kim Coghlan that I just think it's built in the wrong spot. Like infrastructure getting built in the flood zone is pretty stupid to me.
We need to vote on that motion before I put up an alternate motion, don't we? Yeah. Okay, so we've got a mover and a seconder for the motion the Deputy Mayor put forward. We'll put that to the vote. All in favour? Well, that's carried. I guess that's just disappointing that money, there would have been room to negotiate how that money be spent. Is it worth putting up an alternate motion?
Yeah, I'm happy to put an alternative motion based on another area like that, you know.
Hang on a minute, you've voted.
That's
No.
that area, but
That we've only made that motion on that in that position, haven't we?
in that
Yeah.
position, yeah. Are they?
Well,
Do you know if they were able to go back to?
Well, that
and
was what my
propose it?
motion, I guess the motion I had was council declines to provide in principle support for the current proposed design due to the inclusion of permanent infrastructure within the floodplain, and council recommends the proponent investigate options to improve the amenity of the area without placing additional infrastructure within the existing floodplain.
And then when that motion comes, we can look at that, and then if that doesn't work,
I think. Are you making that motion
Yeah, I'm making
now?
that motion now. Do I have a seconder for that motion?
What's the motion?
So
I just read it.
But you're going against, we've already voted.
no.
Only
Move them.
on that
You
proposal
voted against
for that area.
Support for that specific
Yeah.
design.
But you're still in the same area, so it's exactly the same thing. Exactly the same problems are going to happen whatever you do.
I don't think the $2 million can be lost to Mount Isa because it's part of the $20 million that was given to us to try and rescue us from the package that's happened over there.
The $2 million will be lost to Mount Isa. It won't be given to us. It is for that specific project.
Okay, so then we've only got an $18 million from the state government. Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
That's if that didn't go
Give it a
forward.
rodeo.
Yeah.
So what? But like, are you mean? Are you able to pass? You know, you can do that
Waiting
motion
for
now.
clarification. Sorry, I should know that, but I'm just trying to get clarification from the
I don't think we
CEO.
should accept it just because it's money coming into our town. If it's a bad decision, it's a bad decision.
I think we should allow the proponents to rework their design to find something that improves the area and is suitable to all parties involved.
Well, that should be what the motion we just voted on does. If it goes back to
Okay,
them.
so let's
Yeah,
backtrack.
but-
So the recommendation, and that's not the motion that
we
was
don't have it.
Sorry?
Is the recommendation the one you read?
No.
You made
No.
that up, didn't you?
I'm just clarifying. The recommendation was that the council provide in principle support for the proposed River Parkland project proposed by Gidgee Healing pending registration requirements. The motion that was moved, please clarify this if I've got it wrong, is that council not provide in principle support.
No, yeah. The council does not provide in principle support for the proposed River Parkland project proposed by Gidgee Healing.
So the proposal as tabled, that council's voted on that and said we don't want to accept that proposal as it stands at this point.
As it stands, correct.
And I think that is very similar to the motion I've just moved, because I said we decline to provide in principle support for the current proposed design due to inclusion of permanent infrastructure within the floodplain, and council recommends the proponent investigate options to improve the amenity of the area without placing additional infrastructure within the existing floodplain.
Through the chair, maybe use the wording another area instead of, you've used the word.
I'm dead against it going in that area.
Yeah, and
We
that's,
have to clean that area up and get people out of there.
I think when we discussed this at the workshop, was there not an opinion that there was land there owned by Gidgee Healing where that infrastructure could potentially go across the street?
yes, we did
So
talk
if
about
they
that.
were to investigate that, would everyone be happy with that?
No.
Would they
Yeah,
just
they
have to bring
investigate,
another
yeah.
proposal back at
Yeah.
then? I'm happy
Yeah.
to hear another proposal.
And I'm the same. I'm happy to listen to another proposal. I just don't like where the existing proposal doesn't work for me. But I'm
look-
happy to listen to another
Location, yeah.
proposal regarding location, and I think that's what Peter's saying there.
I'm declining in principle support for the current proposed design. However, we recommend the proponent investigate options to approve the amenity of the area. So,
Of another area.
no, the amenity of the area means that the area they're talking about, clean it up. We're proposing support to clean up that area without placing infrastructure in
Okay.
the floodplain.
Okay, yep.
So they can spend the money on putting a path, levelling it out, making it, lighting
No
it up,
structures.
but not putting the structure in the floodplain.
Yes.
We've got to get out of our heads about trying to get them out of the creek and all this sort of stuff, because at the end of the day, then where are they going to go? You know what I mean? Like, I know everyone says, oh, it's a blight in our community and so on, but if we keep thinking to ourselves, we just got to get them out, where are they going to go? And I know we've had this discussion before. They'll go home. They don't have home. If they do have, not here though. So we can't just keep saying, get them out, because otherwise they'll impact the CBD.
And I think we're all in agreement that something has to happen with that area because it looks unsafe and unsightly. The state government has put $2 million towards that, and if someone else is willing to take that on and coordinate it, then I'm more than happy to accept that money and watch them do it. So that's what the intention of my motion is. So did I end up getting a seconder for my motion?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll second
Thanks,
it.
Councillor Crowther. All in favour?
Yeah, I'm in favour of
Yeah.
that.
4. That's
I'm
carried.
against, I want it noted, please.
I'm against, no.
Thank you. Righto, where did we get up to? Can I have a mover for 12.10, request to waive waste disposal fees, Mount Isa Rugby League Incorporated?
Hang on, where was, sorry, what
Do I
was
have
that?
a mover for
12.10?
12.10? It's the Rugby League disposal fees.
yeah, I'll move that council approves Mount Isa Rugby League Inc. To receive a waste disposal fee waiver of up to the value of $10,000 for their facilities upgrade project at Alikinch Oval, subject to payment of any overdue debt.
Do I have a seconder for that motion?
Second and Tully.
Councillor Tully, all in favour? Sorry, I didn't give anyone the opportunity to speak. Did anyone want to
Yeah,
speak?
can I just,
Yeah.
through the chair, just going forward with any of these grants, can they actually involve the disposable in their grants as well? Because I think it's one of our issues that, you know, it's only 10 grand, you multiply by that by 50 organisations in town, then we're going to try and find that money. So if you can just, whoever's doing the grants, can they just try and get them to encourage them to make sure if there's any disposable, that they put that into their grant money?
That it's costed.
Okay.
Yes.
I also, and it was the same when we had that other issue with one of the other ones that got the grant, we sort of I mean, I know they've got a lot of funding there with it, and then they've also got extra funding because of a project that's been double dipped on. So they're going to have extra funding. They're spending more money on different parts. So then we're then going to have to, the ratepayers have got to, forego $10,000 worth of state fees. And it's a state-funded thing that we sort of just doesn't seem right that we've got to try and find another 10,000 towards these projects. Either they should be coming to these as before they put those proposals in, rather than getting the money and then forcing their hand on that 10,000. So I'm not going to vote for it for those reasons, because I think these businesses these sporting groups have actually got to start working out these costs as part of their thing and understanding that these are state fees and then we can't get out of them.
Yep, thank you. Did anyone else want to speak?
Through the chair, can I ask the CEO, was there any way of speaking with government, because it's a non-profit organisation, like, is there any way that down the line of paying fees that the state government would be able to be approached to allow us to take that on without being charged?
Definitely ask. I would have to clarify whether the waste levy would apply to not. It does, Clive?
Yeah, we investigated that.
Does?
Which is a bit rough.
Through the chair, they're probably just going to come back to us and say, well, you got the grant money, why didn't you involve that cost into that grant?
I don't think it's, through the chair, I don't think it's part, you can't put that in a grant. It's something that they won't accept. If the grant's for infrastructure, it's only for infrastructure. And when you have government grants, state grants, federal, they're very particular on, I would have to get clarification from Sport and Rec, but I do believe that's one of the reasons, and that's why netball were in the same boat as well.
Like I said, I just think they should be coming to us before they put the application in and getting that support from us, so then we can put it in the budgets rather than, because this is obviously out of budget. So then we've got to then find another 10,000 out of our budget that wasn't originally accounted for. So if they're going to be applying for them, they should be then working out that there's going to be some cost involved. Write a letter to council, get it out there, get it sort of approved in principle before we do it, and then we can obviously budget for these things as well.
But wouldn't we have given approval? I thought we gave a letter of approval or support for everyone that come through, so we probably already knew about it.
It is council's land as well.
And it mightn't be up to the 10,000.
No.
With what they've got to do, I think they've just...
I think it's only a small amount, but
Yep.
it's up to 10,000, so.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll call the vote. All in favour? Against? Thank you. Carried. Okay, item 13.1, Major Projects Overview Report, November 2024.
That the council received and notes the November 24 Major Projects Overview Review Report. That council endorses the funding of application for the construction of Stage 2, 4th Ave, PCNP, and separately the construction of the Soldiers Hills NCNP for an estimated value of $1.6793 and $3,776,453 representatively in the Active Transport Fund program, on the basis that council will be required to fund 50% of the total.
Thank you, Councillor Tully. Do I have a seconder for the motion?
Yeah, I'll second it.
Councillor Coughlin, did you want to speak to that, Councillor?
Oh, just at Telstra Hill, the car park's been completed, the washout grid's been completed, the recovery for the MRF looks like it's going to be completed. We've run all the activities been working, and we're just waiting now for the volume of fill to come through so it can be completed. The Civic Centre, the lift will be in April 25, and the parks are getting completed. Most of them have been completed with the shades and the fencing, and that's about it, and the rest of it's, and the aerodrome at Camwells, council has approved 1.5 million, 50% funded by the council. through the remote airstrip upgrade program. And that's it, thank you.
Thank you.
Can I just, through the chair, just
Councillor
ask,
Coughlin.
has the tender for the floor for the Civic Centre, has that been released?
They've definitely looked at it.
Yeah, it just says
Yeah.
that the tender will be released before the end of the calendar year. Just asking if
Yeah,
it has.
yeah, no.
It has been?
No, mate, I just know blokes were over there, that's all. I don't know whether the tenders have... They were preparing. Yeah.
Okay, and sorry, and the other thing is, what's the date? Our parks are all complete?
The one at the, up in Erap Street, still working on that.
No, there's 3 still outstanding.
Yeah.
There's Minnie Davis,
Yep.
there's Quota Park, and Campbell Miles.
Scheduled to reopen on 17th of December, that was
Yep.
yesterday.
Yeah.
There
Oh,
has
well,
been a hold up with them.
Yeah.
Okay, no worries. I'd just like to say that those parks, I can only speak for the one near my place, they're well used. And, yeah, I think, I don't know if they're open, but they're in there.
Yeah, they're-
So it's,
As long as they
it's
use
really
them,
good.
mate. As long as they use them, mate.
Yeah, no, it's good to see. It's good to see the kids running around doing something. So, yeah, really good.
Okay, thank you. All in favour? Carried. Okay, I'd like to move that council considers the confidential reports listed below in a meeting closed to the public. Sorry?
General business.
Oh, sorry, general business. Councillor Doyle.
Yes. Yeah, so the last month, 2 months, we've had like the finish of a lot of programs in the youth sector and that, and it's been really good to see the participation and also the kids that have been joining in and completing those courses, those programs. I was involved in the community corrections with Coralie Ulrich, and she's doing a really good job with like people that have just been released from jail and trying not to go back. Some substance abuse, domestic violence. So I was involved with that, and that was really great to see the support that they're getting in terms of trying to, I suppose, rehabilitate themselves and get back and to be a positive impact in society. So that was really good to see. Excuse me. I've been talking to the Mount Isa Youth Education Precinct and stuff, and having meetings with them about strategies for next year. So next year looks like, so what we finished off with this year and what we're coming to next year, looks like we're going to have some really good things and some positive things moving forward for our schools, for our youth programs, even the sporting stuff. I know there's a bit of conjecture here and there about fundings and different things, but it just means we're moving forward. Like as a community, everybody's starting to get on board with a lot of things and starting to support a lot of things. Mount Isa Rugby League and QRL are coming together for an age group 13 to 17s. So that's going to be fantastic. There's already a buzz about it, a lot of positivity. It's going to be, we're going to have actually Neil Henry's going to be involved with it. He's a great coach, coach at the top level. He's going to be involved. So our Mount Isa Youth 13s to 17s Rugby League are going to have Neil Henry instructing him and guiding them on how to play the game and behaviours and disciplines. We'll also have the Black Hawks will come out and be involved, and the Cowboys as well. So I've spoken to those guys, and they're coming out to be involved and to impart their knowledge and wisdom. So there's a lot of stuff moving forward for next year that I'm excited about, and I can't wait to see. And yeah, so that's I love our community, guys, and I just want to see our community and our people get better and better and get more positive and more growth. Just make sure we're aware, like at the parks, you know, I've seen some people saying there's been some unideal language and stuff like that, but just when you go to these places and there's people around, just be mindful of who's there and what you're saying and have fun and just enjoy yourself and remember, don't ruin other people's experiences for your own sort of thing. Just go out there and have fun and enjoy our community for what it is and just let us help make it bigger and better every year, and that's sort of been my goal, to get on board with it. Merry Christmas to Mount Isa, Happy New Year to Mount Isa, all the councillors and all the staff here at the council and everybody in the community and that, yeah, so I just can't wait to see next year.
Thank you, Councillor Doyle. Councillor Crowther?
I can also say the biggest thing that happened this year that I'm so proud of is John Tully's award-winning smile.
Okay.
That's my favourite.
You're smiling like a Cheshire cat right now. Okay, Councillor Crowther.
Righto, I'll just quickly start off with, yes, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Make sure everyone stays safe. If you're driving away, sort of be safe on the roads. Come back safely to us, because we obviously want to see you all back here in 2025. A special shout out to sort of the emergency services and Jacob from Mob FM, helping Megan and myself sort of do the lights cavalcade.
Oh, yeah.
I think we had about 120 to 130 cars. Took us about 3 hours to do about 30 Ks around the streets. There was some great lights, and it was good to see a lot of people getting in, and the emergency service teams did a great job, and also the Hogs as well. They sort of had Santa and Mrs. Claus on the motorbikes, and then obviously the emergency services, there was the Grinch and a few others all dressed up, so we had a good bit of fun there on that Sunday night. Don't forget the Australia Day Awards coming up, so just make sure you get nominating. I think the nominations opened a couple of days ago there, so sort of got up till about the 5th of January to get them in, so sort of get them in so we can really celebrate the sort of the worthy people for Mount Isa. Special thanks out to the staff for their support and hard work over the past year, and for doing all the chambers up. It was good to see the sort of bit of Christmas spirit in here, and also out on the in the forecourt there where you got the big Christmas tree and that. So it's always good to see, and I think people do appreciate that sort of Christmas cheer through it. I just want to thank my family and the staff for all the support over the year. Obviously, without them, we couldn't be doing what we do in Chambers, so it's good to see that they're always there supporting us. And lastly, I just want to express my sincere condolences to the family and friends of Rod Wilkinson. Rod passed away on the Saturday the 14th. He was a prominent figure for Mount Isa, both business and sport, and he'll be greatly missed.
Thank you, Councillor Crowther. Councillor Tully?
It's just a bit of background what's been happening. I've been having a meeting on the board with the water board. They seem to be going along really well this year. I'm still a bit new to it, but there's a lot to know about it. But we're looking forward to having a good year with the water board. With the emergency, I've had meetings with the mines. I've had meetings with all the local executives in the last couple of days. We seem to be over all over any emergencies that may happen in the next 2 months, which is the time that floods, and if it stays dry, we may even have early fires again, because it is still a long way till winter time. And finally, just like to thank all my councillors for the year, and the CEO and the executives, and all the staff, and hopefully we can just have a better year next year, and try and get twice the amount of work done as what we got this year.
Thanks, Councillor Tully. Councillor Coghlan?
Yeah, I did put something together, and then I sent it to my email, but obviously I don't know my own email because it didn't arrive. So I'll post that later on. But I just wanted to give Zonta a big shout out. This is an organisation that's been around for a long time, and I know Sherry Brosnan's been one of the driving forces, and so, as you said, Rod Wilkinson was her brother-in-law, so I'm sure they'll rally around Cherry, but what they do for the community is understated, and they've stepped in now to do the Rodeo Queen Quest, and and they were at the dance concert the other night doing ushering. They put me in the wrong seat, but that might have been a plan of theirs. But I just, if there's men out there who want to volunteer as well, just contact Zonta, because even though you're a male, like, they volunteer all over the place. They do things all over the place, and sometimes a bit of muscle helps, and they may know other areas that you can help in. So just think about that. And I know they're looking for help next year. I think they've been asked to do coffees and that at the rugby league for the carnival, that primary school carnival, and I think they're going to struggle with numbers because it's during the week. So if you're a bloke and you can handle a coffee machine, you like a chat, put your hand up. I wanted to wish everyone a Merry Christmas. Wanted to thank everybody for their support during the year. I'm looking forward to the new year because this has been the worst year of my life. So hopefully, we can
have a good one next year.
Good on you, mate.
Thanks, Councillor Coghlan. Deputy Mayor?
Just like to remind people over the Christmas period and into the new year, if you're in parks and in public places and there are people that aren't acting how they should be acting, don't straight away ring 000 because it's a crime happening now, or you can ring the Mount Isa Police Station on 47441140, or you can ring Police Link on 131444. But when you ring Police Link, don't let them tell you that you have to go and put it online, because you can actually give a report over the phone to Police Link. And if you do have any trouble, I'd love to hear from you. And I was incorrect in my statement. It's not a $5 dump fee, it's a $6 dump fee. I'm very sorry. I'm living in the past. And I would like to reiterate both...
Where do you dump your rubbish?
I knew that, Coggo. I was going to pull you up, Coggo, but I'm pleased you found out
No,
yourself.
it's in the bin. It gets picked up twice a week. Oh, now we're once a week.
No,
Now we're once a week,
You are in the
sorry.
past.
You actually know what's going on around you.
I don't know anything.
She sounded so confident at $5. I couldn't tell her it was $6.
But I too would also like to express I have spoken to a member of the family of Rod Wilkinson, because Rod was a councillor with Mount Isa City Councillor for many years, and he's got 3 beautiful daughters and a great family connection to Mount Isa, and I just, would like to say, I hope they hold together. It's close to Christmas, but our thoughts and prayers are with all the family at this time.
Okay, thank you, councillors. All the general business was very well considered, and thanks for those reports. I'd like to move that council considers the confidential reports listed below in a meeting closed to the public in accordance with section 254J of the Local Government Regulation 2012, 15.1 Tender Report 2024. You all right?
Yeah, sorry.
12 MICC Shared Path 4th Avenue construction. This matter is considered to be confidential under section 254J, C and F of the Local Government Regulation, and the council is satisfied that discussion of this matter in an open meeting would on balance be contrary to the public interest, as it deals with the local government's budget and matters that may directly affect the health and safety of an individual or group of individuals. 15.2 Smart Water Meter Contract Variations. This matter is considered to be confidential under section 254J, C of the Local Government Regulation, and the council is satisfied that discussion of this matter in an open meeting would on balance be contrary to the public interest, as it deals with the local government's budget. Item 15.3, Notice of Intention to Sell Land for Overdue Rates and Charges. This matter is considered to be confidential under section 254J, C of the Local Government Regulation, and the council is satisfied that discussion of this matter in an open meeting would on balance be contrary to the public interest, as it deals with the local government's budget. 15.4 Financial Year 24-25 Quarter 1 Budget Review. This matter is considered to be confidential under section 254J(c) of the Local Government Regulation, and the council is satisfied that discussion of this matter in an open meeting would on balance be contrary to the public interest, as it deals with the local government's budget. 15.5 Administrative Pay Increase. This matter is considered to be confidential under section 254JB of the Local Government Regulation, and the council is satisfied that discussion of this matter in an open meeting would on balance be contrary to the public interest, as it deals with industrial matters affecting employees. Can I have a seconder for this motion?
Second, Deputy Coghlan.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. All in favour? Carried. Okay, we're off air. I'm the chair. It is my job to
Yeah,
keep the meeting
yeah,
moving
not-
in a
you don't
timely
have to
manner.
go so
Go on, Nick.
fast.
Wait a minute, we're on there.
Stop having the balloon in. Gammon.
Like she's teaching. Get them in there.
Okay, you be at the back of the classroom.
What did you say? Oh, I can't wait to get my hearing aid. All say.
Can I, do I have a mover for 15.1, Tender Report 2024-12, Mount Isa City Council Shared Path 4th Avenue Construction?
Also move that council resolves to award contract 2024-12 Principal Cycle Network Program, in brackets the PCNP, 4th Avenue Construction to Arid 2 Oasis Solutions Pty Limited, trading as Oscott Constructions for separable portions 1, Stage 1 works to the value of $335,243.07, excluding GST, and delegate authority to the Chief Executive Officer to negotiate, finalise and enter into the contract.
Do I have a seconder for that motion?
Yeah, seconded.
Thank you, councillor Crowther. All in favour?
Oh, I'd like to abstain,
Not against, just abstaining?
just abstain.
Okay, carried. Do I have a mover for 15.2, Smart Water Meter Contract Variations?
Yeah, I'll move that council approve variations 17.8, 19, 20, 23, 24, 26, 30 at 50%, 34 and 35 totalling $96,694, and that council rejects the variations of 21, 28, 30 at 50%, 31, 32, 33, 36, 37 and 40 totalling $451,567, and continue to negotiate on the remainders items 18, 22, 25, 27, 29, 38 and 39 totalling $287,904 to be determined the substance and validity.
Thank you. Do I have a seconder?
Yeah, I'll second it.
Councillor Coghlan, all in favour? Carried. Do I have a mover for 15.3, Notice of Intention to Sell Land for Overdue Rates and Charges?
Yeah, I'll recommend that council resolves to A, repeal previous resolution OM 240824, and B, sell the land in the below schedule pursuant to section 140.2 of the Local Government Regulations 2012, and C, delegate to the Chief Executive Officer its power to, 1, give a notice of intention to sell the land to all interested parties under section 140.3 of the Local Government Regulation 2012, and 2, to take all further steps required under sections 141, 142, 143, 144, 145 and 146 of the Local Government Regulation 2012 to effect the sale of the land. I've mentioned the schedule. I don't have to read out all of them, do I?
No.
Thank you.
Do I have a
You
seconder for
can't,
that
no.
motion?
I think we should,
Yeah, I'll
mate.
second it.
Thanks, councillor Crowther. All in favour? Carried. Do I have a mover for 15.4, Financial Year 2024-2025 Quarter 1 Budget Review?
I'll recommend that council receives the financial year 24/25 Quarter 1 Budget Review for the period ending 30th of September 2024.
Thank you, councillor Coghlan. Do I have a seconder?
Second Tully.
Thanks, councillor Tully. All in favour? Carried. Do I have a mover for 15.5, Administrative Pay Increase?
I'll move that council approves an administrative pay increase of 4% from the pay period commencing 2nd of December 2024 for all employees, excluding those on fixed-term contracts.
Do I have a seconder for that motion?
Yeah, I'll second it.
Thanks, councillor Crowther. All in favour? Carried. There being no further agenda items, the time is 10:47 and I now declare this ordinary meeting of council closed. Thank you, everybody.